So here we have a 2004 Yamaha YfZ450, and this one's got some problems with the motor. It's supposedly smokes. I haven't heard it run, but supposedly eats a lot of oil. So that's my job, to find out what's going on with it, what's causing it to do that, and supposedly it had a rebuild already. It's got that green gaskets everywhere. So we got to find out if it's something going on with it or something's blown on it. Supposedly it runs, it just doesn't run good. So let's find out. Supposedly it's got an exhaust on here. Iron Man exhaust. So we got to figure out what's going on with this thing. Doesn't really look too good here. It looks like it's been modified or something, or something's been done. So we got to dive into this thing and figure out what's going on. But yeah, let's figure this thing out. Supposedly coolant is not leaving, so that's a good thing. But let's go tear this thing down and figure what's going on with this thing. Alrighty guys, as I mentioned that the coolant is not leaving, but I managed to get this thing started, and after probably about 2 minutes of running, throttle is stuck, it's not moving, that's it. And yeah, got it started. Runs and choke. When you drop it, it shuts down, so you need to adjust the idle screw, but I wasn't gonna do all that, so figured something is definitely wrong. And yeah, so we're gonna dive into it and try to see exactly what's wrong. So after starting it and figuring out what's really going on, and after running a few minutes, this thing, the tube's pressurized in the radiator, and it wasn't full. It was probably about halfway full, maybe exactly where that second tube is, the lowest one. So I'm assuming the coolant was leaving, because after about 2 minutes it started smoking real bad, really heavily, and only started smoking when I put the cap back on. When the cap came back on and put more coolant in there, that's when it started smoking. So I figured it's got a head problem, blown head gasket or something like that. So definitely need to check what's going on. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to see if the head bolts are torqued right and nothing's loose, and we'll go from there. So let's go. Just drained the oil, and guess what? Look at all that coolant in there. Literally just water. So we definitely have a problem, and so it could be one of two things: blown head gasket and leaking water pump. So that's definitely one of the things we're gonna check, and we're gonna make sure that it's not either or. We're probably gonna rebuild the water pump either ways, because I think this quad was sitting around for over 3 years. And yeah, so let's go ahead and fix this thing. So I'm taking off this clutch side and the water pump area. So I took the tube off, took this cap off right here. So taking this all apart, as you can tell, a lot of the antifreeze is right here. So yeah, I'm most certain that the water pump is probably shot, but we'll find out when we get there. But we're definitely gonna pop the head off. I'm not liking all this silicone right here, right there. But what really is the sealant right here between the head and the cylinder. Might have to surface it. The manual says to surface it on a level table with a 400 grit paper in a figure 8 motion. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll also check to make sure these things are torqued. Well, actually you can't check if they're torqued, because you torque them and then you have to turn them 90 degrees or 180 degrees. And yeah, we'll just take a look and check it out. But yeah, taking it all apart. Well guys, I can certainly tell you that this head is most likely good. And the only problem is this water pump. Look at this scarring going on from the fins from the water pump. And you can tell by looking on the fins. Check that out. All that scarring. But you can also see the play right here. But yeah, you can definitely tell some play right here. So, yeah. And that confirms it right there because of all that scarring right there where it was kind of going loose. Here's some material. Yep, alrighty. So we might not even have to take the head off actually. This might be just an easy fix before I take it all completely apart. And just kind of go through here first, rebuild this water pump first, and then kind of put it back together because it's not much that's taken apart, but it might be good enough to verify. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Well guys, I got the cams off, the valve cover off. Water pump, can confirm it is bad. Look at them seals. Exploded. There it is. And check that out right there. Timing chain is hung up just a little bit. And there's coolant in here, and there's pressure and everything building up in here. But then I was getting ready to start unbolting. I unbolted this screw and this screw about a quarter of the way. Then I went over here and I was like, that felt really loose. But look at that. Let me get something to get in there. It is completely loose. That bolt isn't tightened at all. Look at that. Look at that bolt. I didn't even unscrew it. It's either cracked or broken. Somebody reused it. And you can't reuse these bolts because they're one-time use. They stretch to yield or something like that. And they're one-time use. And this one looks good. Yeah, that one looks good. So yeah, it's interesting to see what's going on here. So let's dive into it and figure out what's going on. Alrighty guys, so took the head off. Doesn't look too bad actually. Looking underneath, you can definitely see where the piston was smacking right here on that side right here against that surface. So there's kind of almost like a lip right there. And you can definitely see where it was blowing out right here. Because this is the bolt that was loose right here. So you can see this area has more darkness right here on this edge, so it was blowing it out from right here. And that's where the coolant was coming in. But yeah, we should be able to clean this all up. We'll put a straight edge on everything, make sure it didn't warp. And possibility it did, because they did run it. But also check this out. So this is the piston, and you can see where this piston was making contact with the head. Right there, you can see all that smacking. But check this out, look at this flop. Let me see if I can get a better picture. So I'm guessing right off the top of my head, somebody put the wrong piston in here. Dude, there's like a millimeter gap right here, if you can tell. Oh boy. Okay, so cylinder is coming off. We're going deeper. But before I go deeper, I want to make sure this thing comes up flat to this surface to make sure that the crankshaft's not bent. And yeah, let's check it out. Oh boy, but here's all the parts. Stack them as we go. Let's go. Alrighty guys, so we're taking apart the carburetor and it's pretty dirty. The slide does not work, something seized up. So we're gonna try to open it up as much as we can and throw it in the ultrasonic, clean it up, throw the little parts in this basket right here, and try to clean it up as much as we can, and hopefully this thing works. Let's go, throw this thing in there. This is how the inside of the carburetor looks right there. Doesn't that look like money? Pretty gunked up right there, I tell you what. It's got a 175 jet in there though. So that's been changed, that's a good thing. Gotta see why the slide's not working. But who knows why? Alrighty guys, so we got the carburetor all taken apart. We threw it in the parts washer, the ultrasonic cleaner. Man, this stuff came out so nice. Cleaned it up pretty well, I'd say. All the junk came out. All the jets and everything. Pretty cleaned up, I'd say. So yeah, even the carburetor cleaned up pretty good. So I'm pretty happy. All we gotta do is now assemble it all, put it back together, and yeah, should be ready to go. Alrighty, you guys saw how it used to look. Pretty nasty, now it looks a lot better. So now we're going to completely assemble the carburetor. Everything checks out good, everything's blowed out, everything seems great. So the main goal is to assemble it. Now the slide works real well. We do have one broken piece area right here, but it's probably not gonna matter. So yep, let's set everything out in order, put all the bolts and everything together so we're not looking around, and makes everything look a little better. And yeah, make sure everything is correct, and make sure that nothing needs a seal or anything, and we should be good from here.